Hi, nobodies. Um, Still in chilly Ohio. Still chilling in Ohio, like literally chilling. um, I have had a great day. I don't know. I don't think I've posted since before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was a trip. Okay, like first I went to these people's houses. This house, and I knew one person there, but everybody was really nice. And I have to say, it's the first time I've ever had a Thanksgiving where alcohol was served. Not that that's a bad thing. I mean, I didn't partake because I felt that wine would be wasted on me. I'm not like, I don't like the taste of wine, so why bother drinking it? Um, Dinner was really great. There was a couple of kids I could sit with. I like being around, kids, you can say something funny, like, or do something and they're cool. Like, you don't have to worry about them rejecting you. If they're talking to you, you're accepted, you know? So, like, the first thing that happened, like, I'm such a freaking klutz, okay? I knocked over my boyfriend's drink onto the table and it spilled onto this nice lady that I had just met that day. And I was like, oh my God, oh no. Because like I was like, the kids are supposed to do this, not the 41-year-old woman sitting at the table who nobody freaking knows. I'm not supposed to make a mess. Um, so I was instantly like put off guard by that. I was like, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Um, so, there was that. And then I dropped my ham on the floor. And thankfully, the dog Wall-E, because the lady's got a cat, the girl's got a cat named Eva. I love that. I thought that was so cool. Luckily, he was asleep. So I was able to but still, the dinner was so huge with family that the living room was part of the dining room, and I had dropped my ham on carpet. And I was like, oh no, because I'm like, I'm in a really nice house, and I've dropped ham on the carpet. To me that's like, I was just always taught not to do stuff. Like, you don't drop food on the floor. You don't like, if your food comes off your plate, you immediately pick it up. And the food served was different than what I'm used to. We had rhubarb, and I've never had rhubarb before. It was interesting. We also had um, squash, and we had sweet potatoes, but the sweet potatoes were not candied yams, but they were still good. And I had ham. I didn't have any stuffing, even though, you know. Um, and I had something like, I think they called it cornbread. I might have heard it called corn pudding, but it literally had corn in it, and it was like cornbread, but it had corn in it. Um, so I'm around all these people, but these people were so welcoming. I mean, it was really a nice atmosphere. I just didn't know anybody, and I'm just like, I don't know anybody, and so it was weird, but the two little girls that were there kind of helped me get through it, because they were like, "Hey, you want to color with us?" And I was like, "Yeah. Yeah, I'll color with you." And we were talking about food, and we talked about um, kids music, like Gummy Bear and um, It's Raining Tacos, the typical YouTube kid stuff. I had to refrain from mentioning Up Butt Coconut. I really wanted to, because I was like, have these kids heard it? But then I was like, well, that might not go over too well with their moms. I don't know their moms. And these people were Catholic. Like, before we ate, they did like the cross thing and said some prayer that I've never heard before, and everybody there knew it but me. So it's like, but still, it was nice, and everybody there was nice, and it snowed. It seriously, before dinner was served, like in Arkansas we would have like our Thanksgiving at like noon, right? Well, here Thanksgiving was like at 5. Well, so we had to get there at 3. Yeah, 3. So we got there, and between 3 and 6, it started snowing outside. And I was like, oh my God, it's snowing. It's snowing. Yay. So that was fun. And then after that, we went to a big NA meeting. It's my first NA meeting that I've ever attended without being high at. Because I went with a friend who had to go when I was younger, so we'd always get high beforehand. Like when I say get high, I'm talking about we'd just get stoned, like with weed. So we went to this big NA thing. Now, bear in mind, I've already gone through a Thanksgiving dinner with, gosh, there were probably about 20 people there. I'm an introvert, and and it was kind of loud, and it was like, oh, okay. So then we go to this NA meeting that's got, at the end of the NA meeting, found out 67 people were there. It was very loud. Thankfully, I was able to sit in a corner, with my back to the corner, because that's typical. Introverts, to my knowledge, do not like being in the middle of a room full of people. We want to be on the edge, like without, so I sat with some people that my boyfriend knew, and they were really nice, but it was so loud. It was quite a thing, and I was kind of like, I was getting really nervous, and the girl next to me says to me, she goes, your anxiety acting up? And I'm like, yeah. But I'd already taken something because I knew that this thing was going to be huge, and it was like a Thanksgiving dinner gratitude thing. And so we sat there with they went through all who's got this many years clean, all the way down to 24 hours, and they made sure that those people got a hug, and I was like, I sure as shit am not standing up for a hug on anything, I was like, no, nobody's hugging me. Not, because when somebody would stand up, they had like 6 people running up to hug them, and for an introvert, that's just a scary thing. So I was back there chilling, and but it is a good program. Don't get me wrong, it is a good program. Then they did like the gratitude thing where people were talking about what they were grateful for, and somebody started quoting scripture, and they were immediately told, do not quote scripture in an NA meeting. That's hard to say. Hold on. But I got through that. And it was cold. It was really cold. But, that was difficult for me. But I did it. And although I was acting anxious, like I had my legs crossed and I was like rocking the feet and messing with my fingers, I wasn't feeling sick. I got sick not too long ago. I actually legitimately got sick. So this was nice not to actually be sick. So that was that. I think I'm going to stop this video here, and then I'm going to do a separate video because this was not what I was going to talk about. I actually had a set thing that I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this here and say that I hope that you had a good Thanksgiving. I know one of my friends slept in his car for Thanksgiving, and that's really sad. I am grateful that I had people to spend Thanksgiving with, even though, like, there's a Denny's up here. I am so down for Thanksgiving at Denny's. I mean, I used to do that all the time when I was younger, when we had Denny's in Arkansas, where I lived. But I had people to spend it with, people who were like, hey, how are you? Like, tell me about yourself, but were also willing to tell me about themselves and talk to me about more than the weather. So I am very grateful for that. That everybody I have met in Ohio has been good. I have been good. So I hope that you had a good Thanksgiving, and I hope that you'll have a good Christmas. And at that, I'm going to say tune in for the next episode, all my nobodies who don't watch me. Bye.